to the Weber Kettle series brought to you by Fogo Charcoal here on Chuds BBQ, everybody. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today we're making up some classic grilled cheeseburgers just in time for summer on the Weber Kettle, and it is going to be delicious. These are some chuck roasts. And as you can see, I've had these in my freezer for the last hour or so just to firm them up a bit. It's going to give us a much cleaner grind and that nice pebbly texture, which is what you're after when making burgers, because otherwise it can get overworked in the grinding process and then you end up with a tough burger. And you can use whatever kind of meat you want for making burgers. Brisket works really great, short ribs, sirloin, a ribeye, a combination of all of them. Burgers really aren't too picky. You just want to make sure you have the proper fat ratio. And in a perfect world, you'd get some lean meat and some fat. You get that perfect 80-20, but who has time for that? Which is why the chuck roast works really well. It's got a lot of intramuscular fat in there. These ones are looking particularly well marbled. And chuck is just classic for a burger for a reason, you know? It's not too tough. It's got some really nice beefy flavor to it. It's got a nice fat ratio right out of the package. It makes for a damn fine burger. So now we're gonna slice these up into little strips just so they will fit into the meat grinder a little bit easier. And you could go through and cut some of these big chunks of fat out if you're worried about it. But you know, more fat, more flavor, juicier burger. I'm not too concerned today. And there we have it. Beautiful looking strips. Time to bust out the meat grinder. As you saw, I'm going with the finer die for this grind. Usually I use the coarse die for making burgers or sausages and whatnot. And that's because I'm typically grinding up brisket, which is a lot tougher than chuck. It's got bigger muscle fibers and a lot more connective tissue. So I usually do a double grind if I'm doing brisket burgers. That's just gonna strengthen up those fibers and make for a more tender burger. But with chuck, it doesn't really need the double grind. So I'm going with the small plate on this one. We're gonna grind it through once and it should come out perfect. Looking good. Nothing to it, folks. It's that nice crumbly texture we're after. Nothing's too overworked here. Just what we're looking for. Looks like a perfect fat ratio to me. When it comes to burger sizes, there's generally two that come to mind for me. One is your 8-ounce or half-pound kind of pub style burger, you know, your steakhouse burger, like those dry aged burgers I made a little while ago. And then there's the smash burger, you know, your paper thin patties, your fast food style burger, which are also great because they cook up super quick. You get that really nice crust on there. But because these are going on the grill, I don't want them too thin because they'll probably stick and might fall apart on us or just get overcooked. So today we're kind of splitting the difference. We're going for 6-ounce patties here. And obviously you don't need to weigh them out, but I think it's a nice touch. And again, I'm not really working the meat too much. I'm just kind of compressing these together into nice little meatballs. But as always, you do you. You can make your burgers however big you want. And for this cook, I'm not really aiming for a medium rare burger. I don't really plan on paying too much attention to it. I'm mostly just concerned about getting some good flavor on there and making sure it doesn't stick to the grates or fall apart or something like that. So I think this 6-ounce patty should work out perfectly. And as always, folks, we're making burgers here. We're not making meatballs. We're not making meatloaf. We're not making sausage. So we're not gonna put anything into this grind. You know, a lot of people will throw breadcrumbs or egg or seasoning or something like that. That is not proper burger making etiquette, in my opinion, and most opinions. Oh my goodness, look at that. No more meat left in the pan, and they all came out to exactly 6 ounces. That is convenient. Meatball mountain. Anywho, busting out some patty wax. This is just some parchment paper, which is great for a few different things. One, it's gonna keep these burgers from oxidizing in the fridge. Two, this press is gonna keep them nice and uniform and give them perfect shape. And three, that paper is gonna cover up most of the exterior of this burger so we can stack them, keep oxidization away, all that good stuff. And you can obviously hand form these yourself if you like, but I don't know, when it comes to a burger, I like that perfection. Patty wax also makes it so these actually come out of this mold. If you ever tried to do it without it, it is not a great time. This is a 4-inch burger press, which is great because that's about the same size as the buns we're gonna use. I'll probably plump these burgers up a little bit before I throw them on the grill, but there you go. Perfect looking little burger patty. And there we have it, whole bunch of burgers all formed up. So like I talk about in most burger making videos, whenever you grind up meat, these patties become super loose in texture. If we try to throw these on the grill right now, they would most certainly fall apart on us, which I think is a lot of people's beginner mistakes when trying to grill up burgers. But if we let this sit in the fridge for the next few hours to overnight, they'll get used to their new form that they're in and they will really solidify and hold together a lot better on the grill. So into the fridge these go for the next little bit and then we'll grill them off. It is the next day. These burgers are looking fantastic. Definitely firmed up a bit, nice and chilled. I think it's time to fire up the Weber. Don't need too much charcoal for this cook. We don't want it to be screaming hot. Otherwise, we'll burn our burgers. While we wait for that charcoal to catch, let's go ahead and make ourselves a fancy burger sauce. Yeah! Starting with 1 egg, followed by a shot of some Dijon mustard, a little bit of sugar, some lemon juice. And we'll give that a quick little blend. Then, with some avocado oil, we'll just slowly start drizzling it in. And congratulations, you just made your own mayonnaise. Beautiful stuff, homemade mayo. Whoops. And if you like Kewpie or Japanese mayo, go ahead and add a little MSG in there. But we're not making just mayo, we're making burger sauce. So next up, we're gonna go in with some ketchup. I like spicy ketchup. Some yellow mustard, a little bit of hot sauce, some granulated garlic, a little black pepper, a little Worcestershire sauce, and to thin it all out, a little bit of some pickle juice. And there you have it, a classic burger sauce. And you don't have to make your own mayo. You can just add all your condiments together or keep them separate. But I do love a good burger sauce. Beautiful looking burger patty, folks. I mean, come on. What's not to like about that? Like I mentioned, I'm gonna plump this up just a little bit, give it a little more thickness. And all I gotta do now is season it up. Just like a steak, little salt, both sides, and some black pepper. And this time, I am gonna forget the sides. Looking good to me. And simply enough, folks, on we go with our beautiful little burger patty. We're gonna let it sit there for a good few minutes because I really don't want this to fall apart and I only want to flip it once. So I'm gonna let that bottom get really nice and crusted, get a really good sear on there, and we're just gonna keep an eye on it. If you start getting some flare-ups, what I like to do is take my spatula and just rotate these grates. That's the beauty of these slow and sear grates, is that they spin. That way we can get it away from the heat, let it continue to cook with the residual heat of the bars without having to move the patty itself and risk it crumbling or falling apart. So that's kind of how I'm gonna do this cook, is just periodically on and off, maybe come over here to a colder part of the fire. Not much to it. And that's the nice thing of the slow and sear. If you have a hot side and a cold side, or a hot, cold, warm side, you can really dial this in. After a few minutes, we get some liquid pooling in the top. You can kind of see it cooking up the sides there like a piece of salmon. We're gonna go ahead and give this a flip. Oh, look at that beautiful crust. Gotta love that. That's pure flavor right there. Now we're gonna go on with our cheese. I'm going American, obviously. This is a cheeseburger after all. I'm going 2 slices today. Nothing wrong with that. Cook this underside for another minute or so. Let this cheese melt, and we'll be good to go. It's also at this time we can go in and get our bun toasted off. Got myself a classic Martin's Big Marty sesame seed bun, which I've buttered, and we're just gonna toss it on the grill. Same deal with the buns, folks. You definitely don't want those to burn. They don't take much heat. Beautiful. And just like that, our beautiful cheeseburger is coming off the grill. Assembly time. Nice little layer of sauce on the bottom, couple pieces of our butter lettuce, our beautiful charcoal grilled cheeseburger, some lovely white onions, a nice slice of tomato or 2. Always season your tomatoes, folks. A little flaky salt for the win. Couple of house-made pickles. Made these in the chopped beef video. Be sure to check that out if you haven't. Little more sauce on our top bun, cause why not? And there we have it, folks. The most beautiful, perfect grilled cheeseburger ready for the summertime. No secret ingredients, folks. Just quality in every step. Gotta love it. Love the way those onions look, too. That mandolin, I tell ya. Squishy bun, house-made pickle, salted tomatoes, lettuce, pickles, cheese, that fancy sauce. Now, usually I'm not a fan of tomatoes on my burgers, but you know, it is summertime, and if there's ever a time to eat tomatoes, and it just seems right on this classic grilled cheeseburger. I think it's time to take a bite. Oh, that was a damn fine burger, folks. Nothing wrong with that. That charcoal flavor just hits. I honestly can't tell you the last time I grilled a cheeseburger over charcoal. You know, it's been smoked and seared, or flat top, or smash burgers for as long as I can remember, but something about a good classic cheeseburger, it just screams summertime to me. It's so good. Cheesy, tangy. That sauce, very nice. You know, you just don't see it anymore. It's like a 90s burger. It's just hitting right. You know when you're like 2 bites into a burger and you already think, man, I could eat 5 of these? That's what's happening right now. It's so simple, but so good. I don't know why I don't do this more often. I say that in a lot of these videos where I do really basic things. I don't know why I don't do this more often. It's so good. Freshly ground meat, it's a high quality burger. Tell you what, folks, juicing all over the place. Nothing else to say, folks. That's a damn good cheeseburger. Today was a good day. All right, with this last bite of burger, I think it's time for the official taste test. There you go. I gotta say, folks, that might be the best burger I've made on this channel. And that's saying something, because the last one I made was dry-aged Wagyu beef on a homemade bun, all the works, black truffles, all that stuff. But that's a fancy pants burger, where the cheeseburger is a working man's food, and that burger really just nailed it. And it's super simple, you know, there's just care put in every step along the way with grinding your own beef, making sure you're buttering your burger, seasoning your tomatoes, slicing your onions nice and perfect. I don't know. Someone else needs to make this and let me know if it's really that good, or if it's just because I'm really hungry and I just ate a cheeseburger. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know by hitting that subscribe button and dropping a like on this video. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you want to see me cook next. If you do give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chuds BBQ. I'd love to see what y'all are cooking. Big thanks to Fogo Charcoal. Thank you for sponsoring the Weber Kettle series. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace!